So it doesn't hurt to take a little break from the science and look at some cool facts about apples. Johnny Appleseed did exist. His real name was John Chapman, and he lived from 1774 to 1845, and actually did distribute apple seed and seedlings across the eastern United States, mostly in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. His seedlings did very little to improve the availability of dessert apples, though, since most apples grown from seed were nearly inedible and were only fit for hard cider. And this is just as kind of an aside. I was reading the other day that actually in colonial times, colonists would actually drink over a gallon of hard cider a day. So I guess they were happy folk. If seedlings did very little to improve the availability of dessert apples, then where did the good apples come from? Well, it wasn't until much later when actual plant breeders decided that it was necessary to hand pollinate and hybridize apples that combine winter hardiness and good quality. Because basically, any apples that were brought over from Europe, at least as we moved into the more Midwest, definitely did not survive the winters. One of the things, too, that would have been possible if John Chapman had believed in grafting is that he could have propagated some of the most winter hardy apples from Europe, but it was against his thought process that grafting was not the right thing to be doing. He wanted to grow apples from seed. So there we have the hard cider apples from Johnny Appleseed. Some other interesting facts about apples. More than 2,500 cultivars of apples are grown in the United States, but only the crabapple is native to North America. At least that's what some experts say. So we do actually have 4 to 5 native crabapple species, but none have figured prominently into apple breeding, like Malus iowensis, native to the Midwest, but a hard little crabapple and sour. Another fact, it takes about 36 apples to create 1 gallon of apple cider. Apple varieties range in size from a little larger than a cherry to as large as a grapefruit. The largest apple ever picked weighed 3 pounds, and if I recall right, that was grown in Pennsylvania. Apples ripen up to 10 times faster when you leave them out on the kitchen table as compared to when you refrigerate them. And I know that they say that 1 day at room temperature is like worth 30 days in cold storage. Ever wondered why apples float? Well, it's because 25% of their volume is made up by air.